Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharma swarupine avatara varishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Narendra was seated in front of the master. He was about 22 years old. While Sri Ramakrishna was talking thus, his eyes fell upon his beloved disciple. At once the master stood up and went into samadhi, seeing the Vivekananda, who is going to be Vivekananda. Naren, master has, mainly because he is going to teach the world. He is going to give the message of the master to the world. And he is now 22 years. 22 years. He has not yet got enlightenment. He is Nitya Siddha, ever enlightened. But having acquired a body, human body, it has veiled the Maya. The Lord closes the eyes of the perfected when he comes down to the world. The Yoga Maya, who can do anything and undo anything, she is taken in confidence by the Lord to do all these works, which is to make an enlightened soul acquire a body, to make him forget his enlightenment and be like an ordinary person in the world, grow up with all people, and it's the proper time to bring him back to the awareness who he is. He is to tell others, when Naren knows who he is, he will immediately leave the body. And he was protecting from knowing it. His knowledge should not reach that. So that aspect of his existence is Nitya Siddha, ever perfect. He belongs to that class, but having acquired, and now he has to shake off that cover that has been put and bring out that knowledge. That touch is yet to be given by the master to eliminate the veil that Maya has put upon him. So Sri Ramakrishna, now he is 22 years old, and a few more years, within 2 more years, he parts from 3 or 4 years, he parts from the master. Master is going to leave them and go. It is September 1884. 1886, 2 years more almost. Within 2 years, master is going to leave the body. And Naren has very little time to spend in this world. At 39, Naren leaves the body. Now he is 22. 39 is his end. Within that, he has to finish the master's work. Whatever was to be done, he has to finish. So master is in an ecstatic mood looking at him. The whole future is going to be unfurled. It is going to be opened up. Master alone knows what is going to happen, what is in the womb of the future. At once, master stood up and went into samadhi. He placed one foot on Narendra's knee. He was in deep spiritual mood, his eyes unblinking, his mind completely unconscious of the outer world. After a long time, he came down to the relative plane of consciousness. This coming back is called Vyuthana. But he still appeared dazed, for the intoxication of divine bliss had not altogether left him. Speaking to himself in that ecstatic mood, he repeated the name of God. He said, Sachidananda, Sachidananda, Sachidananda. Shall I repeat that? No. It is a day of Divine Mother, the giver of bliss, of divine inebriation. O Mother, full of bliss, Sri Ramakrishna is speaking to himself slowly in his own mouth, in the spiritual ecstasy. Speaking to himself, the Master repeated the name and said, then he said, no, it is the day of Divine Mother, the giver of bliss, of divine inebriation. O Mother, full of bliss, of divine inebriation. Sarigama Padani. It is not good to keep the voice on knee. It is not possible to keep it there very long. I shall keep it on the next lower note. Sri Ramakrishna is speaking to Divine Mother and expressing these. There are different planes of his continuing. There are different planes of consciousness, the gross, the subtle and causal, and the great cause. Entering the Mahakarana, the great cause, one becomes silent, one cannot utter a word. In deep samadhi, one cannot utter a word. Just like in deep sleep, you cannot utter a word. But an Ishvara Koti, after attaining great cause, can come down again to the lower planes. He is hinting at Narendra, who is one of the Ishvara Kotis. Ishvara Kotis are enlightened soul, selected by nature and preserved for going with the incarnation of God, to be born with the incarnation of God. Incarnations of God and others like them belong to the class of Ishvara Kotis. They climb up and they can also come down. They climb to the roof and they can come down again by stairs and move about in the lower floor. Means higher levels of consciousness, lower level of consciousness. We are accustomed to pass through 3 levels of consciousness: deep sleep, dream state, and waking. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Only 3 levels, they are levels or planes of consciousness. I am conscious now. This consciousness, now dream state, I am sleeping, I am not aware of the external world. I don't have a world at all. I don't have a body. I am in a different dimension. I am different level of consciousness where I am not aware of this world at all. Because my level of consciousness is lower than the waking state. I cannot reach it. It cannot express to me. Similarly, still deeper is Sushupti, deep sleep, where I am identifying myself with pure knowledge stored in its dormant state, causal body. Causal body is where there is a sheath covering, there is a screen covering, a veil covering the waking, the other three, waking, dreaming, deep sleep, and other three, and infinite existence on the other side. That is the 10th door. It remains veiled. We cannot see it beyond standing this side. This veil is the threshold between the waking, dreaming, and deep sleep, and on the other side is the ocean of Satchidananda. So one veil is covering and hiding that Satchidananda, and I am in the external awarenesses from deep sleep to waking state. I am going to be a witness of these three. I participate. I project myself in and through. I project to the various levels of consciousness. There are higher levels of consciousness. Can we enter into that? Yes. Every human, by the virtue of having born as human, can extend his consciousness to the higher planes of existence, provided he is able to give up the whole world and its possessions, its grip on it. What is making you grip the world is karmic load. Of the karmic load also, karmas which give sukha dukkha will not bind you. Karmas that are going to drive you again into the world is what we call vasanas. Vasanas alone bind you. To get rid of these vasanas, past tendencies, which is carrying from many, many lives after lives, I am carrying certain tendencies. The momentum I have acquired, this is called vasana. Vasana is going to take me. The vasanas, good vasanas are those that take you nearer to God. Bad vasanas are those that are going to take you away from God. So these vasanas that are detrimental to jnana and bhakti, pure love of God and the knowledge, supreme knowledge, if you are not in tune with them, these vasanas is going to take, these are to be destroyed. This is called vasana kshaya. Vasana kshaya, the bad vasanas, worldly vasanas are destroyed. The destruction of, the total elimination of these worldly vasanas, immediately enlightenment comes. Tattva jnana, manonasha, and vasana kshaya happen at a time. The moment the vasana dies, immediately there is enlightenment. That vasana, there are different planes of consciousness, the gross, subtle, and the causal, and the great cause. Beyond is the great cause. Entering the Mahakarana, that is great cause, one becomes silent, one cannot utter a word, because duality is not there. The waking, dreaming, deep sleep, gross, subtle, and causal. Beyond that is that threshold. From the threshold we enter into the infinite existence, the Mahakarana. Mahakarana is Karana of all this that exists. But an Ishvara Koti, after attaining great cause, can come down again to the lower planes. Incarnations of God and others like them belong to the class of Ishvara Kotis. They climb up and they can climb down also. They climb to the roof. They can come down by stairs, move about on the floor, lower floor. It is a case of negation and affirmation. That is to say, the aspirant first negates the world on account of his being God. on account of its not being God. The world we are not this, not this. We go on rejecting this word, neti, neti, to reach the not this, not God, not God, not God. Again, I will read what it means. That is, it is a case of negation and affirmation. What does it mean, negation and affirmation? Neti, neti, iti, iti. It is God. What does it mean? Is given in the footnote. That is to say, the aspirant first negates the world on account of its not being God, but after divine realization, he accepts the same world as the manifestation of God Himself. Neti, neti, iti, iti. There is, for instance, 7-story palace of a king. Strangers have access only to the lower apartments, but the prince who knows the palace to be his own can move up and down from floor to floor. There is a kind of rocket that throws out sparks in one pattern and then seems to go out. After a moment, it makes another pattern and then still another. What we leave crackers in the any festival, especially Diwali festival, there are rockets. Rockets, once you leave, it starts going up. Far above, it will spurt, give a varieties of pattern of lighting, and over we think it is going still up. Next again there is a burst. There is again a pattern of lights. Still above it goes. It releases. Usually 2, the second one burst is over. It can be made into multi-storied. There is no end to the patterns it makes, how the levels of consciousness. But there is another kind of rocket that when it is lighted, makes only one dull sound and throws a few sparks and then goes out altogether, like the flower pot in the amidst the crackers. Like this second kind, an ordinary jiva, after much spiritual effort, can go to a higher plane. But he cannot come down to tell others his experience. After much effort, he may go into samadhi, but he cannot climb down from that state or tell others what he has seen there. Any spiritual experiences cannot be explained or made told. If we tell, it is misunderstood. We are accustomed, all humans are accustomed with this world, the world of action and reaction, within the limits of time and space. What is beyond time and space, they cannot understand. What is Chaitanya, they cannot understand. What is pure consciousness, they cannot understand. Human mind has the range up to time and space limit. Beyond that, it cannot think. It cannot understand. Suppose we try to explain the first entry, the spiritual awakening, transcending the mind. When we enter, the moment we enter, transcend the mind, we enter into Vijnanamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha. What experience we get, we cannot tell. But that belongs to another dimension in which the nothing of this world cannot be compared also is there, which is not belong to this. We cannot imagine it, beyond our imagination, because what all we can understand is what senses can see, what mind can conceive, what intellect can conjure or design. My mind can imagine certain things. My intellect can make a story of things and present it to me, all within time and space. And what is beyond time and space cannot be expressed, or nothing of this world. Senses, mind, and intellect, only three instruments we have. It is a realm which these three cannot perceive. Mind also cannot give out what it is. So to tell also is not possible. To know it also is not possible. Now, suppose we say colors are there. We are accustomed to the physical, material color. Color light we have seen, color objects we have seen. Our range is within that. But this is Chaitanya taking, consciousness taking. It's like a hue. And how is this hue? It is alive. That world, every object is alive. There is no lifeless thing at all. Now this chair I am sitting is not alive. Their matters are alive. Very difficult to understand. Now colors are mere Chaitanya manifesting as colors. It is not colors. It is a hue, blue, red, blue, and all what we see colors, same almost. It is there is no object which is there. It is unsubstantial. The substance is not there. Now when I say red, red must have some adhara. Color is what it imparts. Now red color, red flower is there. Flower is there which is red. Adhara is there. There is no adhara. Color is there. Color, shall I say color light? No, where does it shine? It has to shine on the wall. It is an adhara. Without adhara, colors cannot be seen here. There is no adhara. There is no support. It is self-luminous. And how does it exist? Where does it exist? There is no space. In Chaitanya, it manifests as Chaitanya. What all you see is manifestation of that. Everything in that world. How that world could be? Very difficult to understand. But he cannot climb down from that state or tell others what he has seen. There is another class of devotees, Nitya Siddhas, ever perfect. From their very birth, they seek God. They do not enjoy anything in the world of the world. The Vedas speak of a Homa bird. It lives very high in the sky. There the mother bird lays her eggs. She lives so high that the egg falls for many days. While falling, it is hatched. The chick continues to fall. That also goes on for many days. In the meantime, the chick develops eyes. Coming near the earth, it becomes conscious of the world. It realizes it will meet certain death if it hits the ground. Then it gives a shrill cry and shoots upward towards the mother. The earth means death. It is frightened, the young bird. It then seeks mother. She dwells high up in the sky, and the young bird shoots straight up in the direction. It does not look anywhere. How he is comparing to explain what is Narendra. He is giving the what is meant by Ishvara Kotis. They are selected and kept for going with incarnation. Now Narendra is one of those Ishvara Kotis. How they will be from the birth, very birth, they are untouched by the world. Nothing attracts them in the world. They start cultivating devotion, spontaneously springs up an unseen object called God. It seems He governs the whole universe, it seems. He creates, He sustains, He dissolves it, it seems. And unseen God, they start loving spontaneously. They are not seen, but an unknown awareness of its existence somewhere. I shall meet, I will meet somewhere. This one reality. So how that spontaneity in young child, just it is growing up, 1 or 2 years, it has already started loving God. And whatever they have to sacrifice others. You can see Naren, he was not able to see any beggar. Anybody coming and calling in the front of his door, he has to give something. You will not ask even mother. You will just, whatever is available, you will go and put it outside. You will give it to them and come. It may be a cloth, it may be an article in the house. Whatever is there, you will go and give. That sacrifice, that giving. All these are signs of a perfected jiva who cultivates love from the beginning. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.